Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are going to do a random update in this August because it's a really tough time, and also we do some other energy updates maybe monthly. Feel free to subscribe and feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know how you guys feel. Yeah, so as I mentioned before, this August it's probably already, you've probably already feel that in this July things just go upside down, or it doesn't really like upside down, but for me personally it's just suddenly you got a lot of things to deal with, that it's our inner work, that it's our inner child, that it's our trauma, that it's a lot of stuff that we thought we've been dealt with before, but no. Yeah, so in this August it's mainly about transformation, and for me, you may not feel like yourself during the time like this. It's just a lot of tension, it's a lot of doubts of yourselves and about a lot of things. Wherever your path is on or wherever your journey is at, I think if you're also dealing with some kind of your emotions popping up, maybe it could relate it to the past, but it's inside of us all the time, and past scenarios, suppressed emotions, and some other things that relates to your stress, your heart, and especially it's a Leo season, right? And this is also why, because a lot of times when these kind of wounds popping up or you're going through a healing mode, you either become quite silent because a lot of times our brains are trying to figure out what's happening, what's going on, and how can we do to keep ourselves safe. Let's say you don't really keep yourself safe in this healing mode. During this healing process, a lot of times you just have to go and feel what is actually out there, because whenever a wound or a trauma is coming up, it's for you to see them, it's for you to feel them, so you can embrace it and go peace with it. People ask me, like, I have some friends ask me about, how do I get rid of this trauma stuff? How do I get rid of our wounds? You don't get rid out of your wounds. You live peacefully with it. You love your wounds. You love the experiences. A lot of times it teaches you something, but it does not define you. So whenever something comes up, maybe it could be a mistake that you made, or it could be something that just went so wrong, but don't shame or don't blame yourself, because a lot of times it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So when you're going through this emotions of regrets, maybe emotions of maybe you could have done someone better, or maybe you could have done yourself better, it's all for you to learn, and there is a process through these things. And a lot of times I do feel wherever or whatever has happened, the emotions, the wounds, it's there and it pop up. There is a divine timing when things comes up for you to see. It's actually, you actually have to be really, how do I say, be happy about it? Can I say be happy about it? Because it's a time for you to release, and it's a time for you to cleanse yourself, to shed old skin, to put it aside, to finally be able to have more space for new stuff. So whenever we are going through this tough month, especially I think it's from mid-July or maybe the starting of July to, it can go way back to June, but it depends on your journey. For me, June is so hard, and then July kinda okay, but the mid-July is still going to be like popping up. Yeah, so when we coming into this August, things are transforming. I do feel like it's kind of speeding up some of your journey. So when you feel intense, when you feel it's really strong during this month, it's because it's speeding up for you and help you to cleanse those old wounds out in order for you to have a new start, a new beginning. And like I mentioned before, don't blame yourself or don't shame yourself because it never works. A lot of times it's because we have this kind of guilt. We don't think we're good enough. We don't think we are being right, or we just judge ourselves. It doesn't really matter how you judge yourself, but this judgment, this criticism, this blaming, this shaming doesn't help your growth. It doesn't help you grow. It just kind of, your brain will let you do that. It's because the brain believes that when you do those things, it's kind of a balance back, but it doesn't. It's just you're double harming yourself. What you see you've done wrong, what you see that mistakes was this and that, and you should have do what? Just take it, see it as an opportunity that, okay, we've learned. So next time it's going to be better. So next time we have this awareness. So now we know, so we can do it better. And to apply those experiences, apply those knowledge or stuff into right here, right now, whatever you're doing, it's going to become one of your wisdom. So you don't wipe those wounds or trauma out, because first you can't, and the second is that you have to love yourself and to go beyond the light and dark, because it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's you. So when you can completely love who you are, or who you were, actually, who you are, it's actually going to help you to have a greater understanding to those that it's also around you, that it's also fighting their battles. Okay, so there's another thing I want to mention during this tough time, because it's all about healing trauma and transformation at this moment, and some kind of self-doubt is also coming up. You do have to trust yourself. Trust yourself, trust your heart. When there's someone say something. A guy also mentioned something that I think is quite important to me. He said that when you trust, you cannot be betrayed. When you truly trust something, when you trust this person or this and that, whatever you trust, it's a very deep understanding about something. So in that state of mind, in that state of being, you cannot and you will not be betrayed. Okay, so this is just one food for thought. And yeah, finally come to the thing that I want to talk to you guys about. It's what's really hurting you, what's really hurting us. It's actually us. It could be our mindset, it could be the way we think, it could be how we perceive things. It's always like when you say you don't take things personally. But if that thing is hurting you, whatever the scenario is, whatever the people is doing or saying, if it hurts you, it hurts you. You have to look inside. What was the trigger that's inside of you? And it's time for you to see that, time for you to see those, maybe there is blockages, maybe there's fears, maybe there's something else, the suppressed emotions, or it triggers something maybe similar to your past experiences. That's when we have to look inside ourselves. That's when things has to do with you, and that's why you're feeling hurt. It doesn't have to do with others. It's all about you. Your life is all about you. Okay, so the experiences that we are having and the feeling like we are going through this August, I hope I'm not being too vague. So during this particular time, I would say August, it's Like I mentioned before in my August energy update, things are going to appear very different as we thought. So always keep an open mind, whether you're in a relationship, a connection, or the path you are going to go. We may also have a lot of weird dreams, but it could be, a lot of that could be our unconscious or subliminal minds. It's because it's quite disturbed during the time like this. Just a lot of times if the message is going to be for you, it'll be very clear. So don't overthink or don't try to find things out, because what it's going to give it to you is going to come, and what's yours is not going to pass you by. Maybe it will pass you by, but it will always come back, okay? It's just how I mentioned before. And I also have an update, which is in Mandarin, that I state in this August. It's a lot to do with our heart chakra, and the Leo energy is helping us to be bold enough and to follow our heart. So growing is always uncomfortable, it's always painful, and it's with this type of energy that we can learn something that is really new to us, that it's really extend ourselves. Life is risky. If you stay in a place, if you stay on the path that's already be walked down before, that it's already there is nothing there for you to actually learn. So a lot of times, whenever you feel like you want to do something, whenever your heart feels like doing something, you have to trust yourself and to make those decisions, even though afterwards you may feel like it's a mistake. That it's a way that we learn. That is also a way that we expand your consciousness or expand your wisdom. So I hope this video helped. I'll also do it in Chinese as well. It's going to be more fluent than here, but anyways, I hope you guys can maybe leave me a comment down below of how you guys feel about this type of things, or maybe during these times how you guys feel. Just if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys maybe next time. So take care. Love you all.